days left to wrap everything up. So any questions or anything like that, let's get it out today. Any recipe that you want to make sure you get to make before you go home, just send me a wish list. Y'all together, just write a list together and send it to me on WhatsApp. The earlier the better, so if anything needs to be soaked, we can get it soaked.
Okay. No, not chicken, the wild rice and quinoa and the dehydrated.
Yeah, so somebody type it and send it to me in WhatsApp.
I'll do it.
Thank
Okay.
you, lovely. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna do the hummus. Okay.
It's too late to do the hummus, but we'll cook it for you if you want it cooked. But raw, we have to sprout it for 4 days.
I just want to know how to make it raw.
So the same recipe that you have for your cooked hummus, just go online and find out how to sprout chickpeas. And sprout your chickpeas and do this, everything that you normally do. Just with sprouted chickpeas instead of cooked chickpeas. That's the only difference.
What about what we had for
You make something that tastes like calamari.
is
See
what
what?
we
Yeah, you make something that tastes like calamari.
I never ate it. But just tell me what's in it and we'll make it. So put it down.
Calamari is seaweed. The seed is I mean not seaweed.
Yes.
Well, just
She's got that
put
one.
it down, calamari.
what about the dessert that we had? Can we do that one? The pie? The pie?
Put pie on there. Tell me what you want.
That's what I was asking.
We can do everything.
Just for
So-
Sunday?
Yeah, is there something that you want?
No,
My
you said
name,
you
you
do the
don't
rice,
have my
right?
name.
Yes, we got that. She put
So
that down there for
if
the
you're
rice.
looking for
Mainly everything
specific
else you
pie,
got
you
done,
have
do
to
like the
name what we
cauliflower. That
have.
was the only thing that we thought was like
Or
difficult for us.
I
Everything
go
else, you was
shopping
making all a
later.
bunch of stuff and I was still juicing.
So just-
You just haven't done it, like the
But
chicken
whatever kind of
everything.
pie is
The,
fine.
Chicken.
I'm
I mean-
really
kind of
interested
chicken. Remember
in
you
the
made the
crust
nuggets
because
in
I
the
understood the
dehydrator?
Right, so
I
pie.
wasn't what you call it.
So we put the
yeah,
crust
you had
in
made,
today.
I forgot what you used. I
Yeah,
think you
so
used
your
cauliflower.
calamari.
You put them in the
I like
dehydrator.
cauliflower.
She went wild rice.
When?
Is that what you're talking about? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you said you went wild rice and something
And
else.
the quinoa.
Quinoa.
How to
Okay.
spot cook it in the
Yeah.
dehydrator. I'm sorry, what again?
When? What are you talking
I'm
about?
asking.
We were
I'm
in
just sprouting stuff.
Arizona.
For nuggets.
Yes. You had made, you coated them stuff, you put them in the dehydrator.
Raise your mind.
And I wasn't eating them. You was making a bunch, you had did all of the salads, you was making a bunch of foods, you was trying all of his recipes. So you was doing those. The only thing that we had tried when we had got to, we was in Green Bay was we had tried the rice. I think everything else we can figure out. The sprouting of the like, cause rice and I think the quinoa is gonna be very similar. Yeah, and then we'll be able to do like couscous if we want to. So that's
What
it.
is the pasta? What is the pasta?
Yeah, cause we know we can follow all those other instructions. Except
I think
we
so
want
too.
to make, yeah.
They know there's something else.
Nah, we was good. We make everything else good. You know, I do the salad.
Yo no te estoy acusando de no trabajar ni nada, no te defiendes. Nada más te estoy diciendo que las condiciones necesitan limpiar. Okay. Please put it on the table. Anything you want to do. That's what I say. You got your time. Yes. So you say what? Raw pizza? So we ate the pie crust. Did we make a pizza crust here? No. Okay, so we'll make that today. So we have the sauce. We don't do pancakes, we do pancakes. Put it on there. But we gotta soak stuff, so that's why I need you to tell me now. Some things are not gonna be practical. That's why they advise pregnant women not to eat raw onions. You didn't come across that? Yeah, pregnant women should not eat raw onions because it's going to release too much toxins and this absorbed into the fetus.
But the chives and the green onions that grow on top of the ground, that's the actual medicine.
That's what makes the difference. See, that's why garlic and onions are not classified as starch. They're classified under vegetables, electromagnetic, because those big, tall green leaves, it doesn't allow it to produce starch.
And that's actually the best part of the garlic to me is the green.
Yeah, child.
And look at the roots. Of all the roots in the world that we eat, do you see the green bush that grows on top of carrots?
I thought it was toxic.
Yeah?
I was told it was toxic.
Who? Sadie told you that?
No.
I'm glad I got that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, when I met him, he was talking that while he was fasting on Tropicana orange juice. and eating tortilla chips.
Oh my God.
Now corn is worse
Yeah.
than carrots. Yeah, carrots are hybrid. Absolutely, he's right. But so is corn, so is potato, so is rice, so is lettuce, so is cucumber. All of those things are hybrid. So why beat up on the carrot?
Not the carrot, the green part. of the carrot.
The green part.
Had us off carrots for a while.
It's still carrot. He's saying it's still, he's just still
It's just a
carrot.
part of
It's
the
just
carrot.
a
It's
part
like
of
this
look.
to you. It's like your arm.
A
I've heard
couple
it was
of
poisonous.
a couple of weeks ago, we had the same organic carrots when I went to the farmer and I brought them with the greens and we juiced it with the greens. Big difference when you juice it with the greens.
Yeah.
Juice
Big,
carrot
big
with the
difference.
green.
With that whole big green leaf.
Big green leaf juice
The
carrot.
green leaf from the cow, you juice it together.
Okay.
So I don't know, I've never heard it being toxic.
Well, not toxic, I was told it was poisonous.
Acidic. I heard it was
If you
acidic.
eat too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we OD'd on that
Okay.
carrot juice
I
because
just was scared. I was like, is this poisonous? You know? What else was it?
well, it
Another-
could be because of the damn chemicals they spray on the thing. You know, most of these carrots.
Yeah.
So what about the almond plant? 'Cause that's another one I was told that you eat too much of it, it's poison.
The almond plant,
Yeah,
Eat too much of anything.
and the cashew plant also, or the vegetable on the cashew.
the vegetable on the cashew. Cashew is a fruit.
Well, fruit, I'm sorry, not vegetable.
Cashew is a fruit, and it's one of the most interesting seeds to eat. As a matter of fact, that's very ironic, because people here in the tropics, we don't eat the seed, we eat the fruit, the cashew apple. The cashew seed sprouts. No, the cashew seed comes out first. The seed develops, and the fruit sprouts out of the seed. This is how the cashew fruit comes about, and the seed is on the outside. So what they do, they harvest the cashew seeds before they sprout, and that's what they're selling us, commercial produced cashews. Before the fruit develops.
I haven't seen the fruit. The seed comes out like this from the bottom.
Yeah.
It's, you trip out, because we're so used to just eating that little part, but it's this big old apple, like you said.
That's like broccoli too, because I had an epiphany. I was like, oh, the things that we eat are the flowerets. I know we call them that.
Oh.
I know that, but they really are the flower, the small flower, like they would become flowers, a flower, and we're supposed to eat the leaf, the leaves,
Oh,
not the, yeah.
wow.
Because when you grow it, you only get, they're tiny. So they're making them these big things. Buses, yeah. Because I get I grow a little, I have pots, so I have pots on the patio. Of things that I grow.
The flowers are good too.
Yeah,
They
you can
taste
eat them,
really
but
good. No, they taste really good. I don't really care. Broccoli doesn't work well with my system,
The stem.
but the flowers I put on salad. I can get them from the garden.
The top of the carrot.
Yeah, a lot of people
Oh,
get
this
The,
way.
the cruciferous vegetables, that whole family. Cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower. They're high in sulfur. So you have to release the sulfur. So generally you would make sauerkraut and you juice the sauerkraut, and you take the sauerkraut juice, and you pickle the other vegetables in it, the broccoli, the cauliflower, in the sauerkraut. But once it's pickled, that releases the sulfur. Or otherwise, you have to cook it. You have to steam it, something to release the sulfur. So we put it in the dehydrator and do the cauliflower nuggets and the broccoli spears, and the sulfur gets released. Or you break it down fine, like how we put the cauliflower in the dressing the other day. So the sulfur gets released. So it's the sulfur that, you know, will affect, it don't digest, it don't allow the food to break down.
So I have another question. So a lot of my clients.
I got one after her.
Okay. A lot of my massage clients come in. I know it's diet, but a lot of them are transitioning to better diet,
Yeah.
and their feet are always inflamed. Like it's
Let's start.
yeah. I guess.
To settle down there. And it's the salt. The salt. Because wherever starch settles, since we eat it with a lot of salt, because starch don't have no flavor. It attracts moisture. Trying to break the salt, wash the salt, dilute it. But the tissues get waterlogged. The starch holds the water. And that's the inflammation. Yeah. So they call it a disease now, inflammation. You know, swollen ankles, swollen gut, all this stuff. From starch.
I got a question about you,
About what?
about yourself.
Yeah.
On this process, I guess, like, what did it feel like? Did people support you? Do you feel like you were supported most of this journey as you were speaking and teaching these things? And if not, how did you just keep going to?
Well, I think I was being supported. That's what really drove the success. Because ultimately, I never got into it to do this as a business or anything like this. I got into it just to take care of myself. It was just an act of self-defense. And I was called to teach, just trying to defend myself. Well, what's that? You know? So in '76 is when I, you know, got firm with All Raw. And I got to Harlem, and I was in California during that time when I finally made it to All Raw. That's when I was at Cal State Fullerton. Because that was like the mecca of raw food, California. You could get the food there. So that's what gave me my final push. And then as I mentioned, I met my brother. We were administrators. I was in San Bernardino as a bilingual curriculum writer. He was in Riverside Public Schools as affirmative action officer. We met in a health food store. Oh, what you doing here? You don't see black folks in health food stores, you know, in the 70s, back up in, you know, outside of LA like that. So once we started reasoning and we started hanging out together, we both, you know, so that was 76 when I started. We met in 78, but I finally got the grip on it by hanging out with him. You may have came across his path, Kofi. You heard of Brother Kofi Kwatumani? In Belize?
Not the planet.
Look up his website, Children of the Sun, I think is the website. Children of the Sun. He's got a big village, a big community in Belize. He left from the U.S. We left the same time in '78. We both left the U.S. But we came back, and then ultimately we left again. But he finally came back in '79, in '99. He came back in '99, and he was living in Sierra Leone and the war, the Diamond War and all of that. He kind of brought him back. But he has a big community. He has 5 wives and about 30 children. And there are about 200 people living in the community. But they have a farm. They have a couple of thousand acres. Huge. Right there in the Olmec area, you know, of Belize, right in the bush, right in the jungle there. They're the most successful raw food family that I've ever known. Children, it's about 3rd generations now, grandchildren, all of them, completely raw. They have a big community of 200 people living there, all raw. You know, there's 5 wives, there's 30 children, and their spouses, and other people have come in. And you should see their garden, it's amazing. Coconuts, greens, everything, you know, completely. So we started raw together. Well, I had already started in 76, but we came in 78. And but that's what really anchored me to really stay on it. But before that, I was pretty much on my own, you know. Yeah, I was pretty much on my own, just experimenting. And but you know, I got the support once I landed in Harlem. You know, I had moved to Tanzania. I was living in the Kilimanjaro with the Maasai. So I came back in 79, and there were no organic fruits in Harlem, because I was all fruitarian for 2 years. So I wasn't eating no prepared vegetables, no seasoned, nothing. And there was cholera over there, so it was easy to just eat fruits. And so I started a fruit co-op when I came back to Harlem. And that didn't work, because our folks, you know, they want their share, but they weren't cooperating. So I was determined not to go back into the public school system. So I went up to City College, selling packaged dried fruits and nuts. Had my master's in my back pocket, talking to Leonard Jeffries and all those folks there, just dropping the science right there at City College, right vending. And next thing I know, there was an herb shop that became available in Harlem, Lenox and 125th Street, where Starbucks is today. So I bought it from a brother and just started selling the organic fruits in there rather than trying to do it out of my house as a co-op. So I just went business with it. And then we had juices in there, salads, the same things I was selling at City College, the packaged nuts and stuff. And that's when the whole Sunfire got birthed right there. You know, the demand, you know, yeah, more and more, we want this. And then ultimately, how'd you make it? How'd you do this? So I got a abandoned, well, it wasn't abandoned, but it was a stretch of brownstones on 123rd between Manhattan and Morningside. And a brother had leased it from the city for $1. But back then, it was either, you know, heroin addicts living in those houses, or the city just, you know, opened it up, and you could lease them for $1 a month, and you put in your sweat equity and earn the title for it. So a brother did it, and he was moving, so I rented his house. And right down there is when we started the House of Life, the Sunfire Culinary Institute in 1979 in Harlem. So it was teaching on one floor, and then we had the restaurant, and that was it. And this is where we are today.
Thank you.
So the support grew organically.
I got a gift for you. I'm about to get ready to go.
Oh.
I am ready.
Is the driver out yet?
I don't know. I just started off for the trip. But I just wanted to say I'm not in a rush. Music that I also company called the We Society, we make clothes.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to do anything with this, but this is like our labor of love. I just want to say thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so you wear a lot more colors than black, but this is long sleeve for the bugs.
For sure. Appreciate it.
And I'll be back to get my certification.
Great.
Anyway, thank y'all. Oh man, I'm not gonna.
You want to call the driver and see?
I don't. Yeah, let me give it now. Whoever got their phones. Appreciate y'all so for sure.
Be well.
Thank you. I come here. All right, if you ready,
It might be working now.
I'm just gonna give you my number.
The driver, yeah.
Thank you.
Till we meet again. Hola.
Like, I'll see you next week. Bro.
Yeah, for sure. Pull up. We'll pull up on y'all for sure.
Yeah,
Sure. All right, my number is 404-384-3501. 404-384-3501. 3501. It's the same on WhatsApp. Yeah, Kareem Manuel. 404-384-3501.
That's what I heard.
Brr.
Can we reach that email, kareem@wesociety.co?
.co, not .com. That goes nowhere.
We society that's
.co. I looked up how much it was to buy .com.
Yeah, it's like something astonishing.
Yeah,
A couple
Okay,
hundred
so
K.
he's here.
Nah.
Oh.
Like
Let's
four.
say a prayer right fast.
Yeah.
The driver is here,
Ah,
and so we can pack up and go too.
All right, cool.
What about juices? You want to take some?
Yeah, I'm gonna take some
for a couple
juice.
of
Get the
hours.
food too, bro.
I'm gonna take some food and some juice. Son, you gonna say a prayer?
Yeah, let's say a prayer right fast. Oh, we holding hands? Okay, great. We're gonna pray for you.
Come.
Out. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this fellowship. Thank you for the time that we have shared with Kareem. We have had many blessings rain down on us. We're thankful for this moment, this space, this time. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God, for allowing us to meet each other. This was not by accident. Kareem is going on his way. We continue to pray his safe travels back to the U.S. We pray for everyone's day to be peaceful, that it be experimental, that it be a lot of exploration going on, and that we continue to just be and be in the moment. Ashe.
Thank you so much.
Blessings. Thank you.
All right.
Serious.
You are very
And,
serious.
and some of us, just like when we go back to
Too much
baby state,
information.
we ask questions that then we know the answers to.
Yeah, I love it.
But you know, the thing is, you know, the greatest raw food chef in the world is a guy from Thailand, and he lives in California. And this man has taken a vow of silence for 30 years. 30 years now, he don't speak. He can speak if he chooses. And somehow that energy that he saved from speaking, he puts it in to making the best raw food I personally have ever had. He's my chef. So sometimes we need to curb our mouths. You know, sometimes it's, this is nothing personal, nothing direct, you know, but we really, you know, and I'm not gonna take a vow of silence, but I may have to sometimes. You know, because, you know, in writing the raw food book for dummies, I have like 40% of it already done. And it's just photographs. There's no text at all. So you gotta look at the photo and you know what's in the recipe. That's for real dummies. So you're reading off the recipes.
Okay. So after the pie, a dessert, which is a pie,
Dessert.
you know. Someone else requested. I told them pie. They said it's some type of dessert.
Give us some idea.
your focus.
So a blueberry or a mango compote.
A blueberry mango.
That's what it is.
Compote, you call it?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna camp out on that one. See, we changed the names to make it associate.
Quinoa,
Quinoa, so
sushi.
sushi.
Can we do that? What we made that night, is that too much?
The same thing?
That goes rolled up in a thing?
Oh, just anything rolled up in a seaweed.
I want it to be, yeah, I want it
But
to
not the same.
So whatever the
feeling.
one that was the soursop with the,
No, anything rolled up in a seaweed. Or you want something specific in your
no,
yours?
anything rolled up in the seaweed.
Right, okay, that's the name, that's what sushi is. Anything rolled up in a seaweed. But some people, they want specific, so we want to make sure. Okay.
Hot sauce salsa, that one that everybody loves. I don't know what
We're
it's
not gonna
called.
make that same one, we're gonna make a better one.
Okay.
We never make the same thing. It's impossible to make the same thing.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and
Burger.
cheese.
Or patty, really the patty, not the burger. But the whole.
Well, if you want a burger, you need the WhatsApp, the tomato WhatsApp, and you need the money honey or money mustard. So you want a whole burger, or you just want another nut meat. But we made one already.
Yes.
Who wants another one? Or you want the full burger?
No, I
We made a nut meat, and we did the burger meat.
all right, I'll take it off.
No, but what he's asking is like we can make the bread.
Do you want the whole?
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
So
that
no.
would- yeah. Because I guess the bread is the part we know how to make.
Yeah, but we make it from dehydrated, so the similar things that we do.
Yeah, I just want to know how it fits on the, because that's flat. So it's-
Can we get the foundations to the plantain wrap?
what?
The plantain wrap that we had when we first came?
Actually, that's on
You
the
want to
list.
make
plantain
plantain
wrap?
wrap? Put plantain wrap
Yes,
on
okay,
there.
I didn't hear that.
And then the other two are raw pizza and hand cake.
Raw pizza and pancakes. Okay.
That flatbread pizza, I'm definitely gonna make it.
So that's it.
That's enough.
I gave
Okay.
it.
Anything else?
And no cream, because that was the cream.
Say what?
The coconut cream.
You don't know how to make it?
We weren't here, we came later.
You didn't make it. Okay, so we'll make that. So, anything else come to mind, we'll put it on the list, then we prioritize, so what can't be made within a reasonable time, then we don't do it.
Good.
Send this to you now, or just hold on?
No, you can send it to me now. And in addition, you can send me whatever comes to mind.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so we're about to get started here. We're about to get started. And, oh, by the way, with the video recording, we normally record for Sunfire TV. Okay? And anybody that records anything, please don't monetize it. Because we will
I will not.
take action.
I will not monetize anything.
I'm not.
I'm just
yeah.
speaking.
And we're coming to the point where we're not going to allow anybody to record anymore. And we're recording everything ourselves. And we can share footage with you of specific things. Because now we're really getting into,
People.
proprietary stuff. When Cicely Tyson signed up to study with me, so when Cicely Tyson signed up to study with me, she signed up under the name of Marlena Davis. And when Marlena Davis shows up in 1999 at the Sunfire Juice Club in Park Slope, Brooklyn, Stanley Banks, George Benson's bass player, who had studied with me a month prior to that, he said, Cicely Tyson is down there, and she's leaving. She's leaving. She don't want to study with you because y'all got the cameras on. I said, no, Cicely Tyson. Who's that? Somebody looked like her down there, and I know she's Cicely Tyson. I said, no, Cicely Tyson signed up. So he said, no, but it's her. So I went down there and stopped the cameras immediately, before I even addressed anything. I said, we're not going to record this session today because I know that all of you need to exercise your mind and you need to be able to remember stuff, and we're not going to record. So I come up with an excuse not to record, otherwise she wanted her money back. You cannot record this woman. She doesn't own her image. A lot of these celebrities are like that. Not that she doesn't own it, but her company owns it. And she owns the company. And nobody else can put anything out there on her, for her, with her, or anything. They have to pay her first. And you can tell she's got bank. But when she paid me that check, the check looked like a promissory note. It looked like money. So the Davis, she's Miles Davis' wife. So she has his bank and her bank. So we coming to the point where we're not going to allow any recording, but we will definitely. So anything that you have recorded this week that's questionable, please delete it. And if you recorded anything at my house yesterday, please delete every single second of it. Because that doesn't represent how I live.
Yes.
That's transition, and these people were there putting in their vibe, and I don't want someone to post that up claiming that's my house. So please respect and just delete it completely. Okay? So you can go ahead, continue recording here, but be careful, how you do it if you're marketing it. You can use it to promote yourself, promote me. We love people promoting us. So, it's very helpful. But, now we're getting to a point where I'm harnessing my intellectual property. And my daughter is my partner. So she doesn't want anybody competing with her inheritance when I'm not here. So it can get real messy with that kind of stuff. All right, so let's do what we came in the room to do. We are going to, are we fasting today? Is everybody drinking only liquid, or is anybody eating?
I'm on liquid.
I'm on liquid.
All liquid. Everybody else is eating? Okay.
No, we just had some of that coconut.
But are you intending on eating anything today, so I know what we need to fix? Everybody's all liquid.
I'm leaving tomorrow, so I was gonna let you know that I'm going to leave tomorrow. I have friends in Panama City.
So what time are you leaving?
I just got the word, so about 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to be preparing food all day.
Okay.
Once we finish, and the massage and all of that's going on, we're going to be preparing. So we should have stuff ready by 10 o'clock, that you could take with you. But if you want to eat today, that's everybody's individual call. So, as I mentioned to you, the system we promote is fasting once a week. And fasting is the foundation of the entire system. But we need to give the digestive system a rest. We need to give it a rest, a complete rest once a week. Because the body cannot digest and eliminate simultaneously. So if we're digesting 4 to 12 hours per day, the body has very little time to squeeze in to eliminate. That's why most of us are backed up. Because our output doesn't come close enough, or it doesn't equal our input. So we're holding back, we're backing up. And eventually, things can happen. Cancer, stroke, heart attack, something can happen. Some things can happen and you die instantly based on backed up waste. So it's called toxemia. This is what the natural hygiene call it. Natural hygiene called all diseases toxemia. Toxemia is just waste. It's just garbage in the system that comes back and spank us, beat us up. It's the chicken that you ate. It's the chicken that you caused this death that's coming back now in a slow motion for all these years. It's coming back now to have you reap as you sow. Karma is real. That same chicken is gonna kill you. Fortunately, our death is slow, so we get to suffer through diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, glaucoma, obesity, you name it, all kinds of stuff. So, but we still don't learn. From the time we're born and all the early little childhood disease and the running nose, the cold, these are all early warning signals. Unfortunately, mama started the killing process the moment she got us out. If she did not breastfeed for 2 years. We have to be breastfeeding for 2 years minimum because the digestive system takes 2 years to develop. So if you table feed your baby at 1 year old, you forced it to develop the digestive system prematurely. So that's why most adults today are eating with undeveloped digestive system, and they have all of these digestive disorders. Most of the diseases today are based on your plate, our plate. You know, they're foodborne, and it's leaky gut syndrome, acid reflux, acidosis. All of this is bad, no digestive system. It's not working. So eventually, that's your immune system. That's your bank. So we rob in the bank. We put mortgage in our youth, trying to keep up with how mother started us out, you know, or the school did it, or the nanny, you know, whoever, the government, you know, the fast food industry, the man, somebody. But we have to finally get to the point to take ownership. And to me, that's why you came here. You know, for you to be able to defend your life, protect your life, and get some tools, some tricks, some technology, and all of this stuff, so you don't have to be sick. Because ultimately, that's the bottom line. We do not have to be sick. We were not designed to be sick. So obviously, we're violating some fundamental principles of living just by being sick. But we don't listen, we don't observe, we don't, you know, we just keep going, but the body is so dynamic, so, you know, we can pretty much fake it, you know, until we can't make it. So for this morning, we're gonna start off with our inner shower, and the inner shower is gonna be with passion soap. Passion soap. Fresh, 100% passion cups. We're gonna make 2 pie cups, but we need to keep one in the fridge all the time.
That's my favorite.
3 cups of hazelnuts.
You need water or you grab it first?
These are already so.
So were you level? Don't look like that one was level. How many you put in there already?
This would be 3, the third one.
With the other one?
Yeah.
So this is 2?
No, this is 3 total.
This is 3?
Yeah.
So we put in 3 cups.
Yeah.
Measure it back into here, 3 cups. No, measure it. Because the last one you did didn't look like a full cup. Okay, level, perfect. Let's sit the cup on the thing and fill it up. Sit it right there and fill it up.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
everybody gets the same measurement all the time, so it has to be level, so nobody's gonna end up coming short. So put the rest. Yeah, just rub somebody. His hand is wet. Yeah, it's best to sit the thing down and just drop it in there. Okay, so that's good. So we got that. And we're gonna put 3 cups of sunflower seeds in here.
Where it is,
You soaking that.
Sunflower seeds again?
That was for the pizza crust. This is for the pie crust.
I'll do it. 'Cause your hands
So
are
just
wet.
put your hand in the thing and
His hands are
yeah.
wet. top it off with these.
Right. That's good. That's good. You know. Okay. So actually, where's the hazelnuts?
Over here.
Okay. Because you could soak all of them together. You can soak both of them together. The container with the hazelnuts, is it big enough that this will fit in there?
Yes.
Yeah, so just put the hazelnuts, put all of that together. That's the pizza with the pie crust.
Excuse me.
Always put a lot of water because you pour it everything out. So, you know, it's best to have more than less.
Gotcha.
So what else are we making?
We got the
Pancakes.
hot sauce.